Hey family, how you guys doing? Welcome to Phie.Love Intuitive Conversations. I hope you guys are good. If you like my content, please do like, share and subscribe. It's free, it doesn't cost a thing, and it will really help me get my content out there. And yeah, I'm not asking for any donations, just a lovely like. And if you like my content, hit subscribe. Let's heal, reflect, grow, and leave the shit behind together, right? If there's any negativity or hate, you know the drill. You will not be acknowledged. It will not be acknowledged. I'll just delete your comment or whatever it is. Okay, cool. So family, today I am being guided to, by the way, it's a really hot day out here today, so it's hot. Anyway, I'm being guided today to talk about generational curses. What do you mean, Phie? What are these things? Are they in my life? Have I got them? Do I go through them? Am I fighting them? Can I recognize them? How do I recognize them? Well, cool. I think generational curses, I mean, if you've been raised by a mother, a father, an aunt, an uncle, a mother, grandma, grandpa, whoever has raised you, okay, has left you, or you have picked up generational curses from. And generational curses are not just things that you pick up from the people that have raised you, but they're things that, depending on from which school of thought you come, if you're a religious school of thought, or if you're more sort of clued up on the spiritual side of things, and understand that past lives are a real thing for each and every soul out there, then you'll understand that we also carry generational curses through our past lives, things that we have picked up on a soul level from, our previous incarnations. I hope it makes sense. Okay, if not, then whip out your DuckDuckGo, whip out Google, go onto BitChute, go onto YouTube, and do some research on what exactly past lives and are all about, and what they have to do with our souls and us as human beings, and our role here on earth regarding also our past lives. Okay, so for now we'll keep it sort of on a surface level, with getting to understand how we can sort of recognize what generational curses are that we've maybe taken on from family members or people who have raised us, right? And how we can maybe start going about this. Is Lolo. Dogs are always involved in my videos. And how we can go about trying to make the changes, break those generational curses, not pass them down to our children, recognize where things that we were raised by, that seem extremely normal to us, but maybe, if we take a higher view and perspective on them, we start to recognize that, this might be normal to me. This might be what I was raised in. This might be what everyone that I know around me, who is in my family, deems as normal, and this is what we do. This is how it's done. It's how they do it. Maybe not even saying this is how it's done. It's just normal to you because that's what you were raised in. It's what you know, right? But just because it's what you know, and it's just because it's what someone else has taught you and gotten you used to growing up and raised you in, doesn't always mean that it's to your best benefit. And obviously, whether it's to your best benefit or not is something that each individual, when they recognize these things and take the bird's eye view and see how it affects different areas of their lives, will have to decide for themselves if it's something that, this is something that I do or I engage in because it's something I saw my mother, my father, my grandpa, my aunt, my uncle, my grandma do. But I do it just because sorry, mosquitoes. I do it just because they do it. But when I really look at it, it doesn't really make my life easier. It just makes me feel more comfortable, makes me feel more connected to them, a place, a thing, because maybe how they've, groomed me into it over my lifetime has made me associate some kind of comfort and dependency even on it. So maybe a few examples, right? Let's say you had a dad, right? A dad who, you grew up with a father who, was very promiscuous, and it seemed like just a thing that he does. It's who he is, and you have a mother who just accepted that kind of behavior because maybe of her own issues that you maybe didn't look so deeply into back then, but if you maybe take the time to look back at now, she accepted those things. Why? Because maybe he supplied her stability, maybe he maybe he just also gave her something, or she had her own issues that kept her in such a situation with a father who is promiscuous. But for you growing up, that came across and started seeming as normal, right? And maybe even to a point where you figure, okay, maybe this is something I as an individual am entitled to. It's something I should be able to do, like my father did it, or my mother did it, or whatever it might be, right? And me doing it now in my life doesn't feel as bizarre as what maybe I don't want to say bizarre, but it feels normal to me. It doesn't feel, or it doesn't bring me any discomfort or anything in my mind. But then now, if you take a bird's eye view on it, how is that sort of behavior affecting your ability to connect with others, affecting your ability to find yourself in a stable relationship that you're programmed in society that you should work towards, but somehow the relationships don't just work out because you're engaging them from a perspective of the generational curses that you come from. I hope what I'm saying is making sense. Maybe you always have turmoil in your relationships, and the partners that you choose expect more out of you, but you don't understand, and you get really frustrated because you come from a home or a background where certain kinds of behaviors were not exactly, let's say, in your perspective, frowned upon or shown to you as something that would bring another person discomfort or cause any issues in your life or become a detrimental thing to your health or whatever. You could be engaging in certain things that seem really normal to you, but if you really look at them, they impact your social life in a certain way. They impact your health in a certain way. They impact your ability to compromise or understand someone else's point of view in a certain way. They impact maybe your ability to find your sorry, this mosquito just won't leave me alone. They impact your ability to find your truth and your stability in your own individuality, in various kinds of ways. It could be habits, it could be temper issues, it could be emotional issues. All of these things that we learn, generational curses that we learn from the people that we were raised by and become normal, start becoming issues for us later in our lives when we try and integrate with others and don't understand why other people don't get us, when really maybe in some instances we are the problem, but because something has been normalized, within our own subconscious, because it's what we've grown up in, we tend then to blame the next person on the outside of us for having something wrong with them, instead of taking the accountability and seeing, what, maybe the temper tantrums, maybe the emotional outbursts, maybe the consistent, responses with anger in the household that I grew up in or, 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 or rash responses to all different kinds of things that might have displayed to me as a normal thing in my household, I am displaying now in my other relationships, but not really recognizing it because my background says that this is what is normal. Okay, I mean, this is how they communicated back in my home. So why does this person have a problem with me being who I am and what I want to be right now? I hope what I'm saying is making sense again. Recognizing these things about ourselves can definitely, oh, this mosquito keeps biting me. Take definitely a certain level of personal accountability that you're willing to take within yourself and in your introspection, and also just accountability and the willingness to see where it's affecting you, where it's affecting your life, where it's affecting your relationships, where it's affecting your living, and maybe people's ability to understand you, communicate with you, accept you, or however it might be that you need it better. This goes down to alcohol abuse, alcohol being normalized when you're really, really young, and you end up growing up through your teens. The alcohol becomes a normal thing. You go into your 20s, it's celebrated even more because you're surrounded by peers who also come from households where from a very young age the usage and abuse of alcohol was normalized around them and not really managed. That also becomes a generational issue. So there's a variety of things that we can get into regarding generational curses and behaviors that we pick up from those who have raised us, and taking the time to sit down and be strict on ourselves, be honest with ourselves, and decide to work all those things out and see, where can I change? Am I willing to change? Or like in my other video, are you someone who would rather die than change? Are you so stuck in your ways? Are you so sure that everything and whatever you think and how you act and what you do in life, regardless of where you picked it up from, regardless of who's influenced you, is right because of pride, because of ego? It's something to think about, right? And a lot of the time, okay, I'm being told to split that into something else, so I'll leave it there. But for now, try and take a step back in your lives, like I like to say, and think about what generational curses you could have taken on from those who have raised you, and what kind of timeout you can put yourself into on your own without the opinion of someone else. Okay, to heal and see where you can change and let go of certain things that have been normalized in your life that could be affecting you, negatively or unknowingly, even negatively, in other areas of your life, or the people around you that you love. Our generational curses that are so normal can make us walk around thinking that everyone else around us is wrong and has a problem, when really we might be the ones with the problem. Anyway, I hope this has resonated. I will definitely extend into this a bit more in the future, and because yeah, there's a lot to say on it, but I'm being told to not branch out into too many areas right now, and just let you guys sit and think what exactly your generational curses are and how they affect you. Okay, so again, if my content has resonated with you, hit the like, share and subscribe button. If you're not going to subscribe, just hit the like button. You know, it's free, it doesn't cost a thing. It really helps me. And yeah, I guess I'll see you in the next video. Okay. Bye.